tried to warn you this was happening. Cortana is no longer an asset, Captain. She is a danger. She has access to the Forerunner domain, a galaxy-spanning network
Cortana's
that
alive?
allows her to control whatever devices caused this damage.
How is she?
Master Chief believes she contacted him.
No, John must not speak to her.
He's gone in search of her.
You let him go?
How is
Nobody lets the chief do anything. He does what he wants.
Until 0631 this morning, when he was declared absent without leave.
This isn't about the Master
John
Chief.
is not equipped emotionally to deal with her as a threat.
Hey! Is anyone gonna answer me?
You're out of line, Roland.
Yes, sir, but so is everyone else. You created Cortana, Doc, and now you're throwing her out the airlock with these accusations.
Roland!
You think she tricked the Master Chief into abandoning his post? Respectfully, sir, to what end? Why is Cortana the problem? Because she refused to die when she was supposed to?
You're okay with this? Not just another target, you know.
Every target is just another target, Buck.
Yeah. For you, maybe. I love being an ODST. Just point and shoot. None of this gray area BS. I mean, how are we even supposed to bring them in? Ask politely?
No.
The hell?
Armor restraint. Short-circuit their suit systems.
The lock. Every other Spartan, every soldier, when they hear about this, they're gonna hate us. You know that, right?
You're not the only one here because of him.
Hello everybody and welcome to the third video of my Halo 5 Legendary Warthog Guide. Today we'll be doing the mission Glassed, and this mission is going to start out with a pretty much a minute-long elevator ride down while they give a little bit of exposition. So during this time, just gonna continue plug the Discord if you want any if you want to see any updates I put in on there. That's a good place to get some resources. Also help build a little bit of community. You can also find that link down in the description below. Now for this video, or at least this mission, it's not a very difficult mission in terms of like you're dealing with a lot of close quarters, like a lot of BS RNG. A lot of it really comes down to how fast can you get from one point to the other. In terms of like, let's say, once we get outside to this area, you want to make sure that you lower the elevator as fast as you can. That's the kind of stuff that I was meaning. So like lowering the elevator, getting into the Warthog, getting to the bridge where you need to kind of hold out for a little bit, and then getting to the Scorpion a little later on. So that's kind of what we're looking for in terms of like what is important here. But as soon as you get down the elevator, you're going to immediately head over to the right here, and you're going to have you're going to have at least two of your team members pick up shotguns. Buck already comes with the shotgun, so you don't really need to worry about him. So you're giving Holly and Vale a shotgun each. So they're going to be much more useful with those instead of their little pistols. So why not have them pick those up? Now, out here you're going to be dealing with some, like a little set of crawlers here, like 4 usually. So just take them out with your pistol. And then as soon as they're down, you're going to head over to the left side where there's going to be a soldier and a few more crawlers waiting for you. The easiest way for you to get up is actually this left side. It's the path of least resistance, because it's also the area where you're able to see the switch to turn off the to lower the gate. Well, it's not really a switch; it's just something you're going to destroy. Now, You don't really want to stay here very long. This does take a long time to get through. Lots of multiple waves of enemies. Reality is, grab the sniper, pick it up, look for the switch to turn off the gate, pick up your magnum again, and just clear the way between you and being able to walk out of the gate. Not to mention, this point in time, you're going to be waiting for it to lower anyway, so no point in rushing the gate and getting absolutely destroyed by a bunch of Prometheans. Trying to take out the... Still using the ability to mark enemies. That's going to be very useful, as I said, if you didn't see my previous video. I'm using the marking to not only show you guys what I'm doing, I'm also trying to see if there's a utility for it, because, I mean, it could be helpful if they listen to you, you know what I mean? But as soon as you get into this Warthog, you're gonna ignore all these enemies, just keep on going until you reach the bridge area. So just keep on going. A little bit of, you saw that pelican just like fly off and get destroyed in the distance. Try to see if you can run over some of these soldiers, that way it's a little easier for you. Try to run over this soldier captain, and then once you can, you're going to do a sick little turnaround, get inside of your Warthog on the turret this time, and just start hammering these soldiers. You do not want to be outside of your Warthog during this time. Use the chain gun, and if your turret overheats, that's completely fine. Hop out, use your pistol until it cools down again. So most of the time right now, you're just going to sit here and kill enemies until the governor says that you can, until he says you can move on. Marking enemies, seeing if I can take them out from afar here. Doesn't look like it would be a very good use. Yeah, I'll just hop back into that Warthog. Not to mention, we want to make sure it's safe still, so... Because they might be lowering the gate behind me right now, but I just want to make sure it's safe for me to get inside the Warthog. Vale's taking enough fire as it is. Might as well just keep on going across the bridge. Now right here, you're going to see some soldiers warp in, and then they're going to take over this Warthog. Now this part here, you're going to just swerve, just go left, right. And then you're going to head immediately to the right here, going up to this area. You're going to want to be very careful because enemies do warp in up here. So just make sure that you try to run over these crawlers. And then there's going to be 2 more soldiers up here at the very top of these stairs. So that's why I'm trying to bring up this Warthog, so I can actually try to run over some of them. And I was purposely waiting to get up here with that Warthog until they warped in, so I was able to either A, run them over with the Warthog, or B, Spartan charge them as well. Now, you're going to pick up the railgun here. You're going to use the railgun against the soldiers as well as the knight on the very far side. So, looks like we were able to get 1 shot on that soldier captain, so just finish him off with your battle rifle. Should be easy peasy. Now, you're going to stay over here as long as you can because we're just going to wait for our team to come back. You're also going to want to make sure that you eliminate as many enemies as possible before you go and take the Scorpion tank. Looking around for some crawlers that I knew came up here. Got the 2 of them right here. If you need to, just make sure that you fall back into cover. The Warthog does provide excellent cover. Now, once all your friendlies come back in, have them get on the turrets. That way they can provide suppressing fire. The main threat here is that Warthog. You will not be able to move up because the soldiers inside of that Warthog do just immediately come and like make your life really difficult. Now, I don't understand why. I guess it's because I don't understand why the little bolts are not showing for the battle rifle on the top right. But whatever. But now that we saw that Warthog get destroyed with the 2 soldiers, we can concentrate on this knight. Notice how he's just standing still. I'm just able to hold my spot, just going into smart scope a little bit whenever I get a chance, just to make sure that he is exactly where I expect him to be. And then once that happens, once you kill the knight, we're gonna have all of our friendlies get into this Warthog and follow us over to the Scorpion tank. Now, once we have the Scorpion tank, this mission is pretty easy for the rest of the this mission. Once you get that Scorpion, the goal is really just keep that Scorpion alive. Do not have, if you're getting attacked a lot, just make sure that you fall back. Get out of the Scorpion sometimes might be a good suggestion depending on where you're at. The main goal though is to make sure that your Scorpion is intact by the end of this mission. So Up here is the path to take. You're gonna do a little bit of a ground pound here, and then gonna grab some ammo before we move up into the Scorpion.
This is UNSC gear.
Come on.
Corporate security.
Try and look, see if there's any ammo, but we're good.
Your colony isn't unusual.
Now, once you get into the Scorpion, once we start heading up this hill, there's going to be 3 turrets that warp in on the left and 1 on the right. So you're going to make sure that you're careful of those. And by the way, that was 3 turrets all total. So 2 on the left, 1 on the right. You can actually see it like in the distance over here on the right-hand side. Now, it takes 2 shots from the Scorpion tank to destroy any of these turrets. Now, as soon as you get closer, you're going to see a Knight warp in as well with a little bit of crawlers. So the main priority always is to take down the Knight and then worry about the crawlers. A good suggestion is to have one of your fire team members sit inside of your turret. There's going to be a few crawlers here on the left, so make sure that you are aware of them. You kind of want to try to sit and target them in a general area. Do not like target just one because it will kill only one, which is weird. So you want to use the splash damage from the Scorpion to be able to kill all the crawlers in a certain area. Now there's not a lot of enemies between here and the final like wave-like engagement that we're going to be dealing with in the final area, but basically the entire thing is kind of the same. When we get to that area, by the way, you just have some crawlers that are warping in here, maybe like a soldier with them. So as you saw there, shot in the area, got all 4 of them. So that's kind of what you want to do. Got one more group warping in a few. There we go. So it's just a small, like, just a few crawlers and a soldier, easy to take out with your Scorpion. Now, once you get up here, this is the final area for this mission. So, a lot of enemies in this area. So you kind of want to hang back exactly in this area where I'm currently at right now. For this first engagement, though, you want to be a little aggressive. So you can push up. Do not try to push up super far because not a lot of enemies will warp. Not a lot of Prometheans will warp in over here. They're going to warp in kind of closer to the gate or closer on the right hand side or the left hand side. You just want to make sure that you are staying very much in a position of safety rather than a position of aggression, because you could go down. You could lose. You could either go down and have to wait for one of your fire team members to revive you, or you could be unlucky and be what Buck and Tanaka are right now, where they kind of just sit here and get destroyed inside of their vehicle. And then at that point, it's basically revert to checkpoint. So you just want to sit back right here. And then if any soldiers start to like I don't know what that ability would be called, but poor Buck and Tanaka. But when they start to like dash towards you, just make sure that you are shooting where they're going to end up, not at them while they're in the middle of their little dash. So just make sure that you are targeting them at the end location, not while they're in transit. Now, soldier captains are your main threat. Not even the knights that you deal with later on are that much of a threat compared to the soldier captains, because a splinter turret does do a lot of damage to your Scorpion. Now, you only deal with one warp in of enemies, and there are just a bunch of crawlers that happen at your location. I wanted Vale to get out of this Scorpion so she could provide more of a distraction. That way she could help bring out a lot more enemies. That basically get them out of cover is what my strategy was with that. However, it does bite me a little bit because some enemies do get really close, and I have to basically keep backing up and be put into situations that I shouldn't be if I just had a gunner to begin with. So, again, just clearing out enemies. Soldiers are my priority. I'm keeping an eye on any soldier captains. If I don't see any soldier captains, that's awesome. Just taking out soldiers, and then after that, prioritizing crawlers whenever I can. Now here's another soldier captain right here. As you see here, got plenty of crawlers. At a certain point, I do say screw the soldiers. Like, you have to target the enemies that are basically right next to you currently. So at a certain point, you're just gonna have to say, okay, I have to take out prioritize who's close to me right now. Like this soldier right here, gonna take him out. There you go. And then soon we're gonna be dealing with knights. So it takes, I think, 3 shots from your Scorpion to take out a knight. So that's not that much. So just make sure that you're behind cover. I think one of the knights does have an incineration cannon, and if you take a few of those shots, like I'm thinking like 2 or 3, even in the Scorpion, no matter what state it is in, it will be destroyed. Got a few more soldiers here on the left. Lucky for us, they only have a light rifle, so it's all good. By the way, if you do not want to be on the Scorpion, there's plenty of ammo up there at the very top on the very right-hand side. There's also a Gauss turret if you want to use that. So as you see, there's one of those knights underneath that vehicle in the center. But I'm trying to just focus on eliminating enemies that I know are going to get up close and personal. Like these crawlers here. But unfortunately, the Tanaka and Buck were, well, not Buck, but Tanaka and Vale brought this knight super close, and I almost got womboed by it. So, but thankfully they were able to provide fire on it, and it was super easy to destroy it. Not that many enemies left. Where you got like, we still got the final few waves. This is actually the most difficult wave, like, because after this it's only 2 more. 2 more knights, and one will spawn on the right, one will spawn in the center. Really, just sit back, just take them out from afar. Scorpion kind of being beaten up, but I mean we're towards the end of this, so I'm not really worried. All right, so this checkpoint is the final engagement. So once you kill all the enemies that warped in right now, that is the end of the mission. So got a knight right, not a knight, but a soldier right there. Crawlers are gonna start being aggressive, but thankfully Buck is in our turret, so we are okay. Trying to see if Buck would be willing to go over and get into that turret, but nobody got out. But got that knight over there, missed that shot. But I was worried about those crawlers coming on down the left side. Again, it's all about trying to make sure that you are prioritizing enemies that are getting close to you, not the biggest and baddest enemy, because a swarm of crawlers can do just as much to you as one knight can if they start to swarm. So we got one more knight. Everything else looks to be clear, so not really worried. Gonna try to see if he's on the right side. Here he is. Missed the shot. Okay, one more shot, and then that will be it. And that is it. That is all the enemies in this final area, and that is also the end of the mission. If you guys like this video, please like, subscribe, comment, and share. And I will see you guys next time for Meridian Station. By the way, you'll know that that was the final one because Governor Sloan will tell you, hey, that was the final engagement. So you're going to be fine. Just make sure that you walk up to the gate, and that will be the end. So again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time for Meridian Station.